Ako si Gold, binubuhay ko yung pamilya ko sa Pansit. Bunso ako. Di ba? Bihira kasi na bunso pero breadwinner.
Yeah.
So right now, I have my own business and in-involve ko yung family ko dun sa negosyo na yun.
The first time that I met you, you were a financial planner.
Yes.
And then you were doing some gigs on being a freelancer on the creative part. But then you decided to go full out, to just go all in starting your own business. Kasi you were already doing good sa previous na careers mo. But something changed. What was it?
Pwede akong makakreate ng something na ako yung magsisimula. Ng parang founded by Gold or started by Gold. Na meron akong parang isang business na alam kong ako talaga yung nag-give birth. Na hindi lang ako sumakay sa pangarap ng iba.
If you don't go after your dreams, you will be forced to chase someone else's dreams.
Yes, correct.
So kapag ikaw hindi mo hinayaan yung sarili mo mangarap, mapipilitan kang tuparin yung mga pangarap ng ibang tao.
Totoo yan. Isa sa mga struggle when you're starting something, not just business, it will consume you. But kung wala kang awareness, it will keep on consuming you until the time na wala ka na. Parang ito yung gusto ko na I started my own, this is my own empire, but I'm losing myself. May misalignment dun sa aspect na yun. So I started really focusing on myself again. Nagsisimula ka, normal lang naman na makonsume ka ng negosyo mo, pero wag kang magpa-consume for life. You don't start by just taking courage right away.
So hindi ka matapang agad-agad?
Hindi ka matapang. Huwag kang maging matapang agad kasi wag sugod ng sugod agad. Diba? Alamin mo muna ano yung kahinaan mo para palakasin mo yun bago ka sumugod. At the end of the day, I'm not here to be served. I'm here to serve.
The Pod Network Entertainment.
Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk, small conversations with huge impact. My name is Alec Cuenca and I am your host. And thank you so much for listening. I'm super excited to have you guys on this episode. If you haven't listened to the last one with Yanni, check it out. Sobrang ganda nun. But I know for a fact that this episode is also going to be something that you would want to listen to whatever stage in your life you currently are. Kasi alam ko napakaraming wisdom nitong episode na to. Because today is again another episode with a guest. And this guest is someone that really inspires me in terms of the work that he's been putting out para sa business niya, para sa mga pangarap niya, but more importantly, para sa mga mahal niya sa buhay. And I can't wait to have this conversation and to share it with you guys as well. Kaya let's all welcome to the show none other than Gold Ambas.
Hello, welcome to me. Pwede naman i-welcome talaga yung sarili.
So quick lang, para lang sa mga tao na first time ka maririnig dito, can you give a quick introduction about your story? Like, paano ka napunta dito?
Paano nga ba? Ako si Gold, binubuhay ko yung pamilya ko sa Pansit. Yan yung kilala sa akin sa TikTok, no? And breadwinner for so many years. Napakatagal kong breadwinner. Pero kahit bunso ako. Di ba? Bihira kasi na bunso pero breadwinner.
Yeah.
Di ba usually yung bunso yung pinapamper, yung bunso yung paborito. Siya yung parang nabibigyan ng lahat ng blessings from the panganay or mga kapatid. But very unique yung experience ko kasi at a very young age, nabigyan ako ng responsibility. Siguro dahil nakita ng pamilya ko na ako yung pinakamagaling. Minsan disadvantage din yun pag marami kang alam, pag marami kang kayang gawin. Siyempre, sa'yo ibibigay yung responsibility. And siguro, para alam ng mga tao kung sino ako yung tipo ng tao na ini-embrace ko yung talents and skills na meron ako. And at the same time, ini-embrace ko rin yung responsibility na kasama doon. So right now, I have my own business and in-involve ko yung family ko doon sa negosyo na yan.
Yeah. And I think yun ang pinakagusto kong pag-focusan ngayon. Kasi the first time that I met you, you was a financial planner.
Yes.
And then you were doing some gigs on being a freelancer on the creative part. But then you decided to go full out, to just go all in starting your own business.
Correct.
And based from how we've been talking about even on Offset, it's really grounded or anchored on pagmamahal mo para sa sarili mo.
Yes.
Na nagawa mo yung mga yon, nagawa mo mag-start ng business because of the love that you have for yourself and for the people around you.
Especially may inay.
Yeah.
Oo.
So, I guess I wanna what's your thought on that? Na like kasi nila na parang dapat diba piliin mo yung sarili mo. Choose yourself. Pero ikaw, you really did this because you had bigger dreams for your family. And parang what's your perspective around that? Na you go after the dreams, not just your dreams but also the dreams of your family.
Ako naniniwala kasi ako na pag meron kang kalalagyan, meron ka talagang kalalagyan. Ibig sabihin, kahit na anong pag-iinarte mo sa buhay, kahit na feeling mo ayaw mo munang gawin yan, or feeling mo hindi mo pa time for that, meron ka talagang kalalagyan. Kumbaga yung universe will always make way for you to be at that place where you are meant to be. So parang before kasi ako mapunta sa, parang college pa lang pala, meron ng grit, meron ng gigil to be successful in life. Dating lang before, hindi ko pa alam anong platform or anong avenue. So, after graduation, I pursue being an employee for 8 months. And then after that, I went into sales for 7 years. And then parang something's missing. Something's missing na although I'm earning and at the same time, I'm in a good environment, magagaling yung mga mentor, magagaling yung mga coaches that I'm surrounded with. But hinahanap kasi ng katawan ko yung para sa sarili ko, something that I own. Something that ako yung nag-create kasi hindi ako pwede ng may boss. So sabi ko, okay, kailan ko pa to gagawin? Ang best time to make mistakes and fail is in your 20s. So kaya sabi ko, okay, pandemya pa, nangyari yung pandemya, tapos na-experience ko being with my family, na-realize ko, bakit hindi ko sila isama dito sa pangarap na ito? Diba? Being a breadwinner, mahirap na ikaw lang gumagawa ng lahat. So ang ginawa ko is, dinivide ko yung responsibility sa buong pamilya. So para hindi na lang ako yung provider, lahat na kami tulungan to provide for our family, for our dream house.
Yeah. And now, your business is doing really well. And grabe, from one store, tumalon ka agad to like a bigger store.
Yes.
In the span of like a year, and now it's really developing into something better. But siguro curious ako na what was really pushing you to do that? Like, parang for sure, if it was just about you, parang you could have stayed in, kasi you were already doing good sa previous na careers mo. But something changed. What was it? What like I want to know paano mo na okay, talagang sama ko kayo dito.
Siguro nagkaroon ako ng ng realization na pwede akong makakreate ng something na ako yung magsisimula. Parang founded by gold or started by gold. Di ko alam, parang requirement yan sa buhay ko ngayon. Na meron akong parang isang business or isang output na alam kong ako talaga yung nag-give birth. Na hindi lang ako sumakay sa pangarap ng iba. Ang statement. Alam mo yun, parang wala kang sinabayan. Halimbawa, naging employee ka of this company, sumakay ka dun sa pangarap nung nag-found or nag-build ng company na yan. So ako parang nagsawa na ako to co-ride. So gusto ko magkaroon na ako ng sarili kong vehicle, kahit na grabe, birth pain and struggle, especially 1 year pa lang naman kami. Hindi pala talaga siya madali, but something that I can call my own. And kaya doon sa binanggit mo kanina, sobrang hindi ko to magagawa kung walang sense of identity or sense of self. Para kahit anong sabihin ng iba, dapat ganito na yung direction mo sa negosyo, dapat ito na yung gawin mo, makikinig ka pero stick ka pa rin sa ano ba yung totoo sa sarili mo.
Yeah. I think isa sa mga quotes na naaalala ko pagdating dyan is, if you don't go after your dreams, you will be forced to chase someone else's dreams.
Yes, correct.
So kapag ikaw hindi mo hinayaan yung sarili mo mangarap, mapipilitan kang tuparin yung mga pangarap ng ibang tao.
Totoo yan. Kaya paglaban yung pangarap ninyo.
But of course, it's parang we always hear this, no? Power tayo dito, di ba? But what does it really take? Like, I want to know the things that people don't talk about, especially when you're chasing your dreams.
Ako yung value of vulnerability. No, I think maraming nagdi-discount sa pagpapakita ng kahinaan sa ibang tao. Pero it's very important that you show where you are not good at or where anong part ng buhay mo yung struggling ka. And at the same time, ano yung mga hinanaing mo. So in my case kasi, parang it started with a conversation with my family. 'Di ba na parang ayoko na nitong career na to. Nagsawa na ako. 7 years na ako dito. So, I wanna transition to building our own business. And I will be quitting this job. I will be quitting this career. Ito yung mawawala na income. Magsisimula tayo from scratch. Ito yung struggle natin. Ito yung point A natin. Tulungan niyo ko. It starts with asking support and showing, hey, I'm weak right now. Kayo naman yung lakas ko this time. So I think yun yung isa sa mga hindi siya parang you don't start by just taking courage right away. Kasi yung courage mo manggagaling siya from the value of vulnerability.
So hindi ka matapang agad-agad?
Hindi ka matapang. Huwag kang maging matapang agad kasi wag sugod ng sugod agad. Diba? Alamin mo muna ano yung kahinaan mo para palakasin mo yun bago ka sumugod.
Yeah. And there's a lot of businesses out there, right? Pero you chose this specifically, food and beverages. Like
wala akong idea na ganito pala ka-stress.
But what attracted you to that? Like, paano mo malalaman? Kasi, for example, mayroong mga nakikinig right now na, two things, no? Una, narinig nila kanina. Sige, bago pala yung tanong ko. Ito, curious lang ako. Sabi mo kasi kanina na parang nagsawa ka. So, are you saying na okay lang magsawa?
Okay lang magsawa kasi yung pagsasawa, hint yan sa'yo ng universe na yung container mo lumiliit na versus sa'yo. Kaya ka nagsasawa kasi lumalaki ka na, you need a bigger container. Gets?
Can you explain?
So, ibig sabihin, kaya ka nagsasawa, kaya ka naboboard kasi ulit-ulit na lang yung challenge, ulit-ulit na lang yung ginagawa, or maybe ganito lang amount of income din yun na nakukuha mo dyan. Parang yung katawan mo naghahanap na ng bigger challenge, bigger income, bigger environment, bigger sense of fulfillment. So, okay lang magsawa, pero bago ka mag-quit, kailangan gawin mo muna lahat ng pwede mong magawa para baka naman kasi pwedeng palakihin mo yung existing na environment na nandun ka. Kung feeling mo ikaw lumalaki, edi palakihin mo, isabay mo sa pag-grow yung environment. Pero kung hindi, or ibang nagko-control doon sa environment na yon at wala ka nang magawa kasi yun na yung kultura doon, then that's the time for you to find your own environment. Alam mo na.
Alam ko na. So, pag parang if you feel na hindi ka na nag-grow, then maybe it's your body telling you na nagsasawa ka na. Kasi paulit-ulit talaga. Nakasawa talaga paulit-ulit, di ba? Kaya nga kahit even if you're in a relationship or kahit saan, you always find ways to grow. Kasi pag di ka na nag-grow, nakakasawa talaga.
Kakasawa, di ba?
Diba? But the transition there was you going into something you have no idea.
Wala talaga.
Oo.
Although
paano mo nasabi na, shucks, this is the path? Kasi there's a lot
Yes.
Paano mo nasabi?
Siguro, ang paniniwala ko when you start a business, it should be something personal. Na wala akong skill set or knowledge, technical skills when it comes to starting a food business, but I love food. And at the same time, yung nanay ko, cook sa canteen before. Talagang mahirap yung buhay before, pero hindi ko naranasan yung hirap sa part na nakakakain kami ng masarap lagi. No, kahit simpleng adobo yan, best adobo talaga ng nanay ko yan. Kahit simpleng kaldereta yan, best kaldereta yan ng nanay ko. And growing up, normal lang yung ganong lasa. Normal lang yung ganong putahe ng nanay ko. But na-realize ko na bakit hindi natin i-share yung meron tayo na special pala. Kasi na-realize ko na special. Kasi every time I invite friends and matitikman nila yung luto ng nanay ko, parang may wow factor or ma-feel nila na parang ang sarap naman to. Hindi siya yung pang fine dine level na lasa. Pero yung it tastes like home. So sabi ko, deserve ng ibang anak, kahit hindi anak ng nanay ko na matikman, itong meron kami. Regardless kung may alam ako sa technicality ng business or wala.
Yeah. Hearing your story over and over again, talagang na-amaze ako that kasi, we're really advocates of self-love.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Pero ito is not just about self-love. This is also something that's born because of the love that you have for inay.
Yes, totoo yun.
How big is that as a factor for choosing your or making decisions? Like, ano yung parang, paano mo siya nag-gauge na is it, kasi diba, lagi na nasasabi, do it for you, or, piliin mo yung sarili mo, but how much is it na for you and for other people?
Sobrang laking factor na kasama ko yung nanay ko or sinimulan ko yung negosyo dahil sa nanay ko. Kasi kung hindi, baka nag-give up na kami sa dami ng mga struggle sa pagsisimula ng negosyo. Especially if ililegalize mo yung business, magko-comply ka sa mga requirements ng government or may mga complaints ka na maririnig. Pero pagkasama mo kasi yung pamilya mo, especially yung nanay ko, parang hindi naman kami nagtatrabaho talaga eh. Parang yung kitchen namin, naging bigger kitchen lang, na open kitchen available to a lot of people. Ang kaibahan lang, they pay us for the food. Kasi normal na sa amin magpakain sa isang buong barangay. Every birthday ko, piyesta sa amin. Kahit wala kaming panghanda, mangungutang nanay ko para makapagluto. So, may joy na kami of serving other people. And ito yung na-realize ko, sa tinagal-tagal ko nagtatrabaho, na-realize ko na ang pinakang masarap palang katrabaho, yung nanay ko.
Talaga?
Oh, and normal yun for me, pero sa ibang pamilya, hindi normal yun.
Yes.
Oo, yung iba, kaaway nila yung nanay nila. Pero, in my case, I'm just so glad and I'm just so honored that I get to work harmoniously with my mom.
Yeah. Kasi parang, ang lagi ko naririnig, don't start a business with your family.
Oo, yun diba? Talaga.
Huwag kang makikipag-partner sa pamilya mo. Kasi iba yan. Iba yung dynamics ng pamilya eh. Yan ang pinakamagulong dynamics. Tapos, don't bring them to your business. Ganyan yung sinasabi. But what do you think is different about you and your relationship with inay that allowed you to have like a successful or harmonious relationship working together?
I think growing up, magkakaroon na kayo ng hint dyan eh kung pwede nyong katrabaho yung pamilya ninyo. So kung laging di kayo nagkakasundo or feeling mo parang hindi ka nagkakaroon ng boses sa pamilya or feeling mo may kanya-kanya din silang career na syempre may mga kanya-kanya silang pamilya, may kanya-kanya silang tinapos, yun yung track na gusto nila, magkakagaya, iba-iba sila ng passion. Maybe that's a hint na baka hindi pwede talaga kayo magsama-sama kasi mas magiging chaotic lang. In our case kasi, parang destiny siya talaga. Kasi, yung nanay ko cook sa canteen for 30 years. Yung kuya ko, delivery rider. Diba? Delivery rider. Yung isa kong kuya, nagtatrabaho sa meat shop. Ako, nagtrabaho sa sales. Tinapos ko pa financial management. Yung isa kong kuya, manager sa restaurant. Sa isang fast food restaurant. Yung asawa ng kuya ko, nagtapos ng culinary din. So parang, unique talaga na parang I think we are destined to really do this. Kasi kung ako rin naman na feel ko na hindi kami harmonious sa family, I would not start a business with them.
Yeah.
Na mas okay kaibigan. No, pero siguro, sobrang blessed lang na yun yung situation ng family namin. And yung nanay ko, hindi siya controller. Allowing siya. Kahit nung bata ako, kapag makikitulog ako sa bahay sa mga kaibigan ko, hindi ko na kailangan magpaalam. Wala akong curfew growing up. Pag gusto kong maligo sa ulan, maliligo ako sa ulan nang kahit di ako magpaalam. Ganon din yung tatay ko. So parang Kaya na-claim ko rin yung power ko kahit bunso ako.
Mm.
Minsan nga nagtataka yung iba, bakit yung bunso na yung naging boss?
Mm.
'Di ba ang rare no na yung bunso yung pinapakinggan ng mga older kapatid. Pero siguro ganun na kasi kami talaga dati pa. So it's not something yun na kaya nag-business kaya lang naging okay. Kung shitty na yung relationship nang wala pang business, wag nang simulan. Kasi mas lalo lang magiging shitty. 'Di ba? Pero kung harmonious yung relationship niyo as a family, then maybe that's a sign na magsimula din kayo ng negosyo with your family.
Grabe. Kakatuwa how unique the story was. And at the same time, parang of course, dami ring challenges yan. But since unified ang ano nyo, na alam nyo na yung kanya-kanyang roles and may kanya-kanyang strengths din talaga, parang naging mas madali. But I know na hindi naman talaga laging madali.
Oo.
So I'm curious, like, especially when you were starting, what were the sacrifices? Because here's the thing, I know that you brought your family from Quezon.
From Quezon Province, dinala ko sila dito sa Manila.
As in like,
alam mo, looking back, ngayon ko lang nare-realize, napakalakas ng loob ko. Yeah. 'Di ba? Parang, grabe.
Wala kang feasibility studies,
Wala talaga. Tapos kung ano na lang available na store na mura, kasi that time yung bangketa na nararenta namin 6,000 lang. Sige, go na dyan na. Kahit na ano ba to, basta may dumadaan tricycle, may mga tao namang dumadaan, pwede na siguro yan. Grabe yun. Pero during that time that I'm actually doing it, hindi ko naiisip masyado yung na, grabe pala yung risk na tinitake. Diba? Kasi, ang paniniwala ko kasi no, every major decision of our life, yung brain natin is designed to focus on what we will lose. Diba? Ano yung malulose mo pag sinimula mo yung negosyo? Unang-una, wala akong career. Wala na yung income ko from my previous career. Pangalawa, magkikwit din ng job yung mga kapatid ko. Mawalan silang trabaho. Tapos, starting pa lang kami. So, zero client pa talaga, zero customer. So, paano ko ngayon mapunan yung income ko sa dati kong work, tapos yung income ng mga kapatid ko, tapos yung pambayad namin ng renta and everything. But nakakalimutan natin yung amount of gain when you take the risk. No, siguro during that time, so kaya lumakas yung loob ko, doon ako nakafocus. Doon sa paniniwala ko sa sarap ng luto ng nanay ko. Doon lang. Yun lang yung focus ko. Bahala na kung may kahihinatnan ba to or wala. Pero itutuloy ko pa rin kasi naniniwala ako na mag-succeed or hindi, ang pinaka-importante at some point in my life, may memory ako na nakatrabaho ko yung pamilya ko. Yun pa lang, panalo na ako.
Hey there! Alex Calleja here. Bakit ako nandito? Kasi gusto kong ipaalam sa'yo na may podcast din ako. It's called Punchline with Alex Calleja. I talk about everything. Serious, happy, sad, pero sa dulo, may punchline or may comedy. Again, it's Punchline with Alex Calleja. Available on Spotify o kung saan ka man kumukuha o naikinig ng podcast. Namumukhaan kita, nilista ko pangalan mo, kaya see you there.
Wow, grabe. Parang hindi lahat ng tao talaga nabibigyan ng chance no na to work with that. So, very special situation that you have. Something that I have been noticing lately naman, ngayon na na-establish mo na ang business, na, and I want to know your thoughts on this.
Sige.
Bumabalik ka na sa talagang todo self-love. Meaning, lahat ng self-care mo talagang alaga. No? But I also remember when you were starting, talagang medyo napabayaan ang sarili. So it's like, is that something, like, what was the process? What's your learning around that?
Yun yung isa sa mga struggle when you're starting something, not just business. It will consume you. But kung wala kang awareness, it will keep on consuming you until the time na wala ka na. No, good thing about me, I have a sense of awareness. Na alam, parang mauubos na, parang tumataba na, parang hindi na okay yung routine, parang hindi na ako nagiging healthy, parang kulang lagi sa tulog. Parang mas importante na yung customer. Parang pagising ko, parang mas importante nang isipin ko yung mga kakain sa store kaysa sa sarili ko. Parang mas importante na yung unahin ko yung negosyo kaysa sa sarili ko. So yun naman yung magandang naituro sa akin nung previous environment, no, na pinuntahan ko before ako mag-start ng sarili kong negosyo. So dumating ako sa point na sabi ko, hindi parang hindi dapat ko to na-feel kasi sa akin na to 'Di ba parang ito yung gusto ko na I started my own, this is my own empire. But I'm losing myself. So may misalignment doon sa aspect na yun. So I started really focusing on myself again. And again, if nagsisimula ka, normal lang naman na ma-consume ka ng negosyo mo. Pero wag kang magpa-consume for life. For me, it took me 1 year. Almost a year of putting business first before myself. And then siguro okay na rin yung 1 year. Iba kasi 10 years, 50 years.
Bago mag-self-love.
At least ako 1 year. Then ko na-realize, mas okay pala na I own a restaurant but I'm healthy, fit. Di ba? Parang yun yung mas gusto ko maging brand. I own a restaurant but I have emotional stability. I own a restaurant but I make time for fun and play. So, yun yung mas gusto kong makita ng tao and ma-inspire sila na pwede naman.
Yeah, so parang ang naiisip ko dyan is there's always a season for everything.
Oo.
There's a season for business. If it's your season of business, like go hard, like be obsessed with it. And then if there's a season for like talagang rebuild. There's a season for ang focus lang talaga is health, right? I do believe, and this is my personal take, na there's no, parang if you want a balanced life, you'll get balanced results. Hindi ka pwedeng maging ultimate successful, like yung talagang sobrang successful, if hindi ka maging obsessed about success to the point na sometimes you forget about self-care.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that it's gonna be forever, just like you said, di ba? Parang, okay, ito 3 months talaga, parang medyo once a week lang ang workout. Once a month, ganon. Buhos. Kasi for me talaga, hindi, parang, ako, I don't believe in the work-life balance stuff. I believe in work-life contrast.
Yes.
Meaning, you go hard on this, and then sometimes you just go hard on this. So that, yung mas lalaki, yung mas stretch ka. Versus na ang laro mo lang is dito. Balance ka lang. What's your take on that?
Ako, I agree. Siguro yung term lang na naturo sa atin ni Coach Russ, hello Coach Russ, is life integration. Diba? Hindi siya talaga work-life balance na parang, tama ka no, pag binalanse mo, yung result mo, balance din. So kung 100%, tigto 20% lang yung 5 aspeto ng buhay mo, di ba? But sometimes, pwedeng 80% ka sa business, 20% ka lang muna sa health. I agree on that because may mga times talaga na magre-require muna ng 100% attention mo so that pag overflowing na yung 100% na aspeto ng buhay na mo na yan, pwede mo nang mawapa 100% yung iba. It's not actually parang 100% talaga yung total ng aspect ng buhay natin. Pwedeng tigo 100 yan. Pwedeng 500. Diba? But sometimes, kailangan i-zero out mo muna or 10% lang muna sa health today, 10% lang muna sa relationship, single muna, 10% lang muna sa life purpose or sa 10% lang muna sa career, ay sa play and fun. Tapos yung remaining percent, buhos muna sa business. Para pag yung business overflowing na, pwede nang i-fill in, mag-100 full bat na ulit yung ibang aspeto ng buhay. Or pwede rin other way around. Pwede 100% ka muna ngayon sa health.
Yes.
No, huwag mo na isipin masyado yung ibang aspeto ng buhay. Tapos pag overflowing na yung health, tsaka na siya magkakaroon ng benefits from that.
Parang, I love this topic so much. Parang, for me, like work-life balance is stupid. Right? Because if you truly want greatness, if you want great results, then there will be times that it's going to be 99-1, 90-10, 80-20.
Yes.
But most of it's really going to consume you. You're going to be obsessed about it. Not going to be forever, but there will be a season in your life that focus mo lang talaga is the success.
Yes.
Right? Kasi I've looked at all these other people that are really highly successful. It's not that they're not taking care of themselves, but minimum lang. Minimum. Like for example, 1 hour lang ang self-care nila. And then the next 23 hours is all about success.
Oo.
Right? Like you look at Steve Jobs, like yung mga talagang top of the top. They're obsessed with it, 'di ba? So we can learn that from them. And yun, ang talaga napansin ko is you gotta understand ano yung season ng buhay mo.
Yes.
Yung kailangan mo i-check na okay, so ito muna. But right now, it's becoming easier for you. And talagang bumabalik. And just to think about it as well na, di ba kaya nga minsan nawawalan, sabi nila na success is lonely. Kasi you're really gonna cut off time off your friends.
Di ba may mga times, ka-cancel era naman ako. Yun yung season of canceling. Okay lang mag-cancel sa friends, no? Especially yung mga friends na tunay mong kaibigan. Especially during the time that you're building something.
Yeah.
Di ba?
So, parang dapat clear ka lang talaga.
Klaro ka lang, focus ka lang. Yun naman yung problema ko dati. Inayos ko lang. Nung nag-focus, tas nag-cancel, nagtatampo naman yung ibang kaibigan.
No, but that's the thing eh. Yung mga tunay mong kaibigan.
Would understand. Correct.
Parang, if they are truly supporting you, they would know na, talagang hindi eh. Wala bumaba na talaga sa success eh. Right? I'm curious about this. For sure, you've been guested, na-feature ka na in a lot of different things. What keeps you grounded? Kasi in this era wherein social media, you merong parang requirement to flex. To show like you're doing good. Because it really attracts people. Like, syempre, nakakatuwa din, na-inspire din yung mga tao. But what keeps you grounded?
Siguro yung work namin sa kitchen, yun palang nagpapaground na sa akin eh. Every morning. Parang just like last week, we guested sa TV5, no, kala Tintin Bersola Babaw tsaka kay MJ Marfori. Nag-guest kami, ako si Inay, punta kami sa studio ng TV5. Yeah. Tapos, worldwide, nationwide, talaga napanood si Inay, napakinggan, no? Pero pagbalik sa bahay, magbabalot kaming lumpia. Si Itay maghuhugas ng pinggan. Yung nanay ko, susuot ulit ng apron. So parang, despite all the spotlight, despite all the success, magkano man ang sales namin in a day, we will go back to working together.
Yeah.
Doing basic thing for now.
Yeah.
Diba? Yun pa lang, yung pang, diba pag-order ka sa akin, minsan ako magbabalot talaga personally ng lumpia. Or ako magpiprito, ako mag-iihaw ng barbecue, akong sasamgyup ng samgyup mo.
Mag-bus out. Diba?
Ako magbabus out, akong hihinga ng tissue. So parang yung work pa lang, nakaka-ground na. Kaya nakakatuwa yung mga customers namin, parang yung thank you nila laging unsolicited. Alam mo yung parang pag-aalis sila, halos lahat ng customer, every time they go out, they would say, thank you po, salamat po. Minsan inabot ko yung baso, salamat po. Pagkaabot ko ng pinggan, salamat po na naman. Parang kung may salamat po counter dun sa store namin, million na siguro yun. So sobrang dami nagpapasalamat. Siguro, kasi nafe-feel nila na, kahit owner ka, kahit sa inyo tong negosyo, ganun kayo ka-humble to also serve people. So, kung hindi naman sa aspeto ng trabaho, I think ang nagpapag-ground sa akin in general is the idea of serving. Parang whether you are on the top, at the top, or with all the exposure, babalik ka to serve. Yun pa rin, babalik ka whatever. Kagaya bukas, I'll be a guest speaker sa graduation ng mga magmo-moving up sa aking alma mater na high school. Diba? After, I think, 7 years, kinuha na nila akong guest speaker. So parang babalik pa rin ako doon na, okay, this is just me serving. At the end of the day, I'm not here to be served. I'm here to serve.
Yeah. Wow. And I love that. We know the importance of really serving dahil it's in serving that we also get to receive a lot of blessings, right? This journey of self-love and business for you, it has always been like the core of your message, right? But I'm curious, like if there's someone out there who also know na parang, shucks, gusto ko mag-start ng business but is scared dahil the risk maybe, or maybe dahil they haven't seen what's possible for them. Like what advice would you give to them?
Start before you are ready. Kasi akong paniniwala ko, beginning is half the battle. Feeling kasi ng mga tao, kailangan before they start a business, kailangan at least 80 to 100% ready. Na parang kailangan alam mo na kailan mo i-ROI. Okay yun. Di ba may mga gano'n naman talaga? Especially kung mag-hire ka ng mga business consultant, mag-hire ka ng mga expert. Pero kung wala at talagang ang meron ka lang ay pangarap at feeling mo lang kailangan mo nang magnegosyo, kahit mga 30 to 40% ready, okay lang. Wala ka pang logo, okay lang. Wala ka pang pwesto, sa bahay muna. Wala ka pang Facebook page, okay lang. Wala ka pang packaging, okay lang. Kasi ang maganda dito sa journey na to, kahit 30% kang nag-start, ma-enjoy mo yung remaining 70%. Yung completion nun, na next month, may logo ka na. The following month, meron ka ng delivery boy. So dun mo siya na-enjoy Kesa yung nagsimula ka ng malaki, bongga lahat, tapos pa-shrink pababa. Malaki to paliit. Mas maganda mag-start ka ng maliit tapos enjoy the journey becoming bigger and bigger.
Wow. That makes so much sense. Hopefully, yung mga nakikinig dito would, really do that. And something na, like, just to round up what you're saying, what I've noticed din sa journey mo is you had a lot of moments where you literally trusted the process.
Sobra.
What's your thought around trusting the process?
Ako, ang pinakinggan ko kanina bago pumunta dito is trust God's timing. Kasi sometimes yung timing na binibigay natin sa sarili natin, hindi yun yung God's standard time.
GST.
Diba? Feeling mo kasi parang in 3 years time, dapat ganito na yung business or ganito na yung results na meron ako. Pero iba pala yung God's standard time. Iba siya sa time that we set for ourselves. And the scariest place to be at is in God's waiting room. In God's waiting time. Yeah. Diba? Kasi hindi mo alam kailan ba ibibigay, kailan ba to puputok, kailan ba to mag-unfold on its own. So, in those times na you have so many questions, all you can do is trust. No, wag ka nang mangialam. Hayaan mo na siya. Hayaan mo nang siya ang magbigay sa'yo ng mga opportunities. Basta dapat ready ka lang to accept it. Yung trust kasi comes with openness and responsibility. While you are trusting that God is with you, God is guiding you, dapat open ka rin. Kasi baka naman, nagtatrust ka lang, pero binigay na pala sa'yo, pero close ka, hindi mo tuloy na-receive. Or binigay na sa'yo, pero takot ka dun sa responsibility, hindi rin nag-manifest. Yun.
Wow. I love that. Trust GST. Standard time. And more importantly, it comes with openness and responsibility. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
I learned a lot from this episode. Hopefully, I could get you again on the show. I really love having these episodes with you. You're a man of wisdom. You're a man of experience. And I just love having these level of conversations with you. So, if, of course, they're really interested in learning more about you, where can they find you? And, of course, where can they visit your business?
Sa mga nagkikrave po sa pansit at sa luto ng nanay, you guys can visit us at 34 Liberty Avenue, Socorro, Cubao, QC. And pwede rin kayo mag-order sa FB page namin, Chami Pansit, CHAMY. And of course, kung na-enjoy niyo yung podcast dito with Alec Cuenca, no, patikim pa lang po to kasi yung tunay po na galing ko sa podcasting, nasa School of Bliss po with Coach Yani. Kami po talaga yung mas magaling. Hindi naman. So kung gusto niyo marinig ng mga bagay na hindi tinuturo sa school pero pinag-uusapan sa podcast, School of Bliss with Yani Moya, and of course TikTok at gold.ambas.
Thank you so much. Yes, I do agree. Ang daming nilang pinag-uusapan doon na naiingit ako na hindi ako kasama sa conversation kasi sobrang daming value din talaga doon. So go ahead, check out School of Bliss. They have a lot of amazing episodes with Gold, of course. And yeah, visit Chami, try nyo. No, actually after this set, we're gonna eat.
Yes.
Right now.
Gutom na nga ako eh.
Kain na kami. But thank you so much for sharing your light. Thank you so much for sharing your life here. And yeah, go ahead. And if you guys enjoyed this episode, please share this on your social media. Don't forget to tag us at Golden Bass.
Yes.
And at Alec Cuenca on all of your social media platforms. Hanapin nyo, and we'd love to know your thoughts on this. And thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much again. If you are into healing and just getting better, and if you're just looking for something to help you out, go ahead and check out my book, Your Best Year Ever. It's available here. Down the link below. Click nyo lang yan. Order kayo. It's available everywhere. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. My name is Alec Cuenca. This is Small Talk, small conversations with huge impact. I'll see you guys next episode. Peace.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.